We have business paper 2, June 2020. Now there's a case study there,
Yes.
which everybody can see. I'm just going to go to the question. They said, which one of the following only applies to a public limited company? When we talk about public limited company, we're talking about companies that sell their shares to the public. So controlled by government, it's not controlled by government. A maximum of 50 shareholders. A public limited does not have a maximum of limited shareholders. Restriction in the transfer of shares. A public limited, you can transfer shares to anyone. So the answer is B. Shares are traded on the stock exchange. I think it's clear.
Yes.
So question 2. Roman figure 2. They said, Roman figure 2. They said, which one of the following departments would send an invoice to a supplier? The department that sends invoice to supplier is the finance department. So it is C. So I'm just going to talk about human resources. Human resources department is saddled with the responsibility of recruiting workers, training workers. That's what human resources is. Marketing department is that department that creates a marketing strategy to sell products. So it is not.
Yes.
And for production department, they think about quality, they think about productivity. So it is not. So the answer is C. Because the finance department is the department that deals with the in and out of the inflow of cash and the outflow of cash in the business. So that's question Roman figure 2, which is C. Roman figure 3, we have a market share. And the formula for market share formula is the total brand sale divided by the total market sale multiplied by 100. Here, they said what is market share for business 2? Business 2 has $150, right?
Yes.
Business 2 has $150, and if it has and the total market sale is the total, which is 300 plus 150 plus 150 plus 250 plus 350, which is 1,200,000. So market share is 150,000 divided by 1,200,000 multiplied by 100. So that gives us the business 2 has a market share of 150,000. The total market share is the addition of business 1, business 2, business 3, business 4, business 5, which is 1,200,000 multiplied by 100. So it gives us 12.5. So the answer is 12.5, which is A. Are you there?
Yes.
Roman figure 4. Which one of the following describes an overdraft? An overdraft is a credit facility that allows a customer or a bank customer to withdraw more than its available balance. So a method of borrowing regular amounts? No, that is a loan. More funds taken out than in the account. So the answer is B. Money lent by many people to a business? No, that's not an overdraft. A loan due for repayment in 5 years? That is not an overdraft. That's a long-term loan. So an overdraft is a short-term loan. So the answer is B. Clear?
Yes.
Then we go to okay. Let's say extract from Emirates financial report is this. What is the percentage change in total assets between 2015 to 2016, 2016 to 2017? So yeah, the change in total assets is the new total assets, which is 2016, 2017 minus the old total assets divided by the old total assets multiplied by 100. So our new total assets is 1,33281 minus the old one, which is 129,989, divided by the old one, which is 129,989, multiplied by 100. So it gives us 329,200 divided by 129,982. So when you divide it, it gives you 2.53. Positive 2.53, not negative. So the answer is D. One figure 5. Which one of the following would be part of recruiting a new employee? If you are recruiting a new employee, you don't need a business plan. A new employee needs to be introduced to the business, so that to the work practice, so that is induction. So the answer is B. Job description is part of recruitment process. Oh, sorry. So which one of the following would be part of recruiting a new employee? Yeah, induction is after recruiting an employee. That is training. So the answer is job description. Job enrichment is when the employee is already having the job. Induction is when the employee has been employed and being introduced. Business plan is for the business. So when you are recruiting an employee, it needs job description is part of the process of recruiting an employee. So the answer is C. Question B. Define the term social enterprise. When we talk about social enterprise, this is a business organization whose aim is to help the disadvantaged people in the society. Their aim is to make the society a better place. That's a social enterprise. Question C. Define the term globalization. When we talk about globalization, we're talking about the transfer of capital, the transfer of technology, the transfer of people cut across the world. That is globalization. So I wrote, it is the movement and exchange of goods, technology, people, and capital cut across the world. That's globalization. We go to D. State one reason why Emirates used competitive or competition pricing. Emirates uses competition pricing to attract more people to fly with Emirates rather than its rivals. So when Emirates use competitive pricing, it means it wants to charge almost the same price as its competitors. So this allows everybody to charge. This allows. So that's about competitive pricing. Then we have a cash flow forecast. They said calculate the net cash flow for June 2017. You are advised to show your workings. We have the opening balance, we have the cash inflow, we have the cash outflow, we have the net cash flow. Are you there?
Yes.
Net cash flow and the closing balance. So to calculate, they said we should calculate the net cash flow. The formula for net cash flow is cash inflow minus cash outflow. Net cash flow is cash inflow minus cash outflow. But before we could get our cash outflow, or our net cash flow, we need to know it. Our net cash flow is here is the cash inflow is 26 minus cash outflow, which is 30. That's 26 minus 30, which is minus 4. Look at it. Net cash flow is cash inflow minus cash outflow. The cash inflow is 26. Our cash outflow is 30. So 26 minus 30, that is minus 4. So our cash outflow is minus 4 billion AED.
Net cash flow, it's what?
Net cash flow is cash inflow minus cash outflow.
Okay.
So it is 26 minus 30, which is minus 4 billion. Clear? Question F. Explain one of the factors in Ellsberg's motivational theory. One factor in Ellsberg's motivational theory is the hygiene factor. I'm talking about hygiene factor. This factor explains the demotivation of workers if they are not, if they are unable to, if the work, they are unable to receive better pay. It's an hygiene factor. So workers are demotivated if the pay does not reflect their efforts. If what they get in remuneration does not reflect the effort they put at work. So they are demotivated. Is it clear?
Yes.
Question G. Analyze the likely benefits to Emirates of using financial information when making business decisions. So financial information such as the cash flow forecast that we just finished now can be used to make finance comparisons between different routes that Emirates flies. So this means decision about to continue each route can be made. Also, the figures can be used to decide if it is important to cut costs or change price in the future. So when you use cash flow forecast, it allows you to measure the performance of each route. Emirates flies maybe Dubai, it flies Qatar, it flies Turkey, it flies different routes, different destinations. So with this cash flow forecast, Emirates will be able to know which route that it passes that does not, bring more revenue. Maybe it has to stop those routes, or it has to reduce its cost to remain competitive. That is question G. Good question 2. Emirates wants to encourage its employees to remain with the company and offers them incentives to do so. It offers all of its passengers a loyalty program. State one non-financial method Emirates could use to motivate its employees. Emirates could use discounts on flights. So if its employees or families wants to fly through Emirates, employees of Emirates, his families or her family wants to fly through Emirates, they get discounts. That's a way, a non-financial incentive. Clear? Discount on flights. Question B. State one reason why Emirates has a loyalty program for its passengers. Emirates might have a loyalty program for its passengers to encourage them to continue to fly Emirates. So if it gives them loyalty program, this loyalty program means you are giving them a program that will emotionally attach them to Emirates. And this means every now and then they think about Emirates whenever they want to fly. Is it clear?
Yes.
Explain one benefit for a business having full-time employees. When you have full-time employees, it means they are stable. Down, please. The benefit of having, they said, explain one benefit for a business of having full-time employees. Full-time employees are employees that would, that will work within the organization for more hours. Yes or no? So if you have full-time employees, it means they will be committed to the work and they don't have to. They will be stable, and their stability will bring about results. They will be prepared to work for Emirates. So they won't be working in between one company to another. So they are working with Emirates. So they are prepared to carry out the job for Emirates, and as a result, productivity should increase. That's an advantage of having a full-time employee. But if you have a part-time employee, that part-time employee might be absent sometimes. Sometimes might be absent, and he's not going to, or she's not going to be like loyal to one company because he's divided. His loyalty will be divided because he's working for company A and he's also working for company B, who are competitors. So he cannot have loyalty with one. So the loyalty of that employee will be divided, and that means he or she might not be prepared to really put its efforts fully in one of the company. Do you understand? So that's an advantage of employing full-time worker. So if you employ full-time worker, they will be prepared, and that increases productivity. We go to question D. Explain one reason for a business using seasonal staff. When we talk about seasonal staff, we're talking about staff that we employ at a specific period in a year. So Emirates might employ seasonal staff if the demand for its flight increases. As soon as the demand increases, the full-time employees of Emirates are unable to meet up with this demand. So the workers are not enough for the demand. As a result, they might employ seasonal employees. Is it clear?
Yes.
Question 2E. Explain one reason why employees should undertake health and safety training as part of their induction program. Employees undertake health and safety training as it might be mandated by the government. So if it is mandated by the government, that means it's compulsory, it is legal. It is part of it is part of legislation that new workers should be introduced to health and safety training. So that means you have to carry it out. Emirates has to carry it out. Aside that, it also allows workers, the new employees, to understand the hazards in the job they do. And as a result of that, they will be able to use the equipment in a way that will not get them injured or cause their death. Clear? Is it clear, please?
Yes.
So we go to question 2F. Yeah, question 2F is about questionnaires and focus group, which are part of market research. Both questionnaires and focus group are primary market research. So they said Emirates wants to improve its popularity among passengers and become the leading airline again. It needs to carry out market research. It is considering two options. Both options are questionnaires and focus group. Questionnaires and focus group are all primary market research. So for questionnaire, I wrote questionnaires, they are easy to complete by passengers. That means you draw up a list of questions that has to be answered by the respondents. So that means it is easy to complete. The passengers just have to fill up the form. That's the questionnaire. As the passengers may be able to fill in more details as much as they want. Because the questionnaire, they will be able to, for one of the quality of a good questionnaire is that it should have a balance between open and closed questions. So that means it shouldn't only be closed question and it should not only be open question. This means passengers or respondents will be able to answer the questions in full details, which is an advantage. So, however, the problem about questionnaire is that the passengers might not fill the questions correctly. They might misunderstood the questions, and if there's no one there to explain to them, they might be giving a wrong answer to a question, and this will make the questionnaire not accurate. Therefore, focus group means you have selected a certain group of people. You want to get opinion from them. So for focus group, it brings about qualitative data. So here I go. These allow passengers to give their opinions face to face. These allow passengers' views to be developed and, if necessary, can be investigated further. But the problem about focus group is that it cannot be used to generalize the view of everybody. It is only the people that you are able to talk to, that you understand their views. They cannot represent the whole population or the whole customers of Emirates. So that's the problem about focus group. I think questionnaires and focus group is clear. So that's about that. That's question 2F. We go to question 3. Are you there?
Yes.
Saving the environment in which we all live is important. There's a case study there that we need to read, but I'm not going to read that. We don't
Yes,
have time
yes.
for that. So the first question says, question 3. The first question says, define the term hierarchical structure. When you talk about hierarchical structure is simply a structure with many levels. It's hierarchy. So that means the structure has different levels within the organization. Is hierarchical structure clear? Good. Question 2. B. Outline one reason why Emirates has a short chain of command for monitoring its employees when recycling. When you have short chain of command, it means communication becomes more effective because information will be passed within small level of hierarchy. So I wrote, short chain command will bring about effective communication between Emirates employees which are involved in recycling, which means it will be quicker and more accurate, as it means communication will pass through few levels. If you have a long chain of command, then communication becomes difficult because it has to pass through each level. But a short chain would mean that we have a wider span of control, which means the managers are less remote to the subordinates, and that allows free flow of communication. So those that are involved in recycling will be able to meet and discuss quicker and faster. That means results will be achievable. So that's B. Question C. It said Emirates used 13,457,776 litres of petrol in 2016 and 2017. In 2017 and 2018, it reduced this figure by 12.5%. Calculate the number of litres of petrol that Emirates used in 2017-2018. You are advised to show your working. So there's a reduction of 12.5. And a reduction of 12.5 means 100 minus 12.5, which is 87.5. So the total number of litres of petrol used by Emirates in 2017 will be 13,457,776. 13,457,776 multiplied by 87.5 divided by 100. So it gives us 11,775,554 litres. So that's the answer for 2017-2018. So we'll go to question D. Analyze why Emirates would want to be more environmentally friendly. If you are more environmentally friendly through recycling, so that means recycling waste from aircraft is a good marketing technique. Recycling is a marketing technique, and it is good for every organization because it makes them more effective, it reduces their cost, and it also gives them a better reputation, especially when it comes to people that are conscious about the environment. So I wrote, recycling waste from aircraft is a good marketing technique, as this may attract people who care for the environment, which means they are likely to use Emirates because of its environmental policies. Emirates may be able to maintain its reputation as a business that cares about the environment. So if Emirates is more environmentally friendly, it improves its reputation. It also increases its revenue, especially for those who are environmentally friendly. They would always want to board Emirates plane whenever they need to travel. Is it clear? Is it clear, please?
Yes.
So go to question E. So question E, they said, are you there, please? Are you there, please?
Yes.
Question E, they said, Emirates wants to improve its market share to regain its number one position with passengers. It needs to improve its promotional activities. It is considering two options. The first option is to increase the number of special offers. The second one is to increase advertising via social media. So both of them are promotional methods. So if you increase the number of special offers, it means you want to encourage passengers to fly Emirates every now and then. That is good. And this will in turn improve the sales of Emirates. And if the sales of Emirates improves, the revenue for Emirates will increase. However, when you come up with special offers, if your employees are not treating the passengers well, no matter what happens, they won't still fly Emirates. So that's the problem. You could offer the special offer, yes, it's fine. But employees, if passengers want comfort, they want to be treated as kings. So if you are unable to treat them well, no matter what the offer you give to them, no matter how the special offer is to them, they will still not fly Emirates. Do you understand the point about increasing special offers here? But the other one is to advertise via social media. For advertising via social media means many passengers use social media. Yes. Or no? So an effective way to advertise is through social media, because it's going to reach large numbers of audience. And advertising through social media is quicker, effective, and is effective. You could easily get feedback from customers. Yes or no? But the problem about using social media is that Emirates will not be able to control the comments of people that uses social media. So whatever comments they pass, negative comments, positive comments, Emirates cannot control it. So that's the problem about social media. Is it clear?
Yes.
Last question 3. Now go to question 4. Are you there?
Yes.
For question 4, they said to train as a pilot can be very expensive. The case study is there for people to read anyway. They said many training pilots take a bank loan of 730,000 AED to pay for their training. Calculate the total cost of a pilot's loan if the interest rate was 3%. So if the interest rate is 3%, that's 3% of 730,000. So this is the cost. The cost is 730,000. The interest rate is 3%. So 3% of 730,000 is 21,900. No, 2,190,000. So 2,130,000. Sorry. No, sorry. 2,190,000 divided by 100. That's 21,900. So 21,900 plus 730,000 gives us 751,900. So the total cost of training for pilots is 751,900. That's with interest if they have to take a loan of 730,000. So that's it. Question B. He said, analyze why Emirates considers interviewing pilots as an important part of the recruitment process. If Emirates interviews pilots, it means Emirates is able to employ the pilots that it believes that have the skills to carry out its objective.
Yes.
So when you interview them, you get to know them better. Yes or no? Knowing them better means you'll be able to analyze their skills. You'll be able to measure their brilliance, what they can do. So I wrote, interview pilot gives Emirates the opportunity to employ those pilots that have the skills required by Emirates, which means any pilot recruited will be the one that serves the objective of Emirates. So when you interview people, you get to know them better. So you would know if they fit in the objective or not. Do you get the point I'm making here? Mm-hmm. So it allows Emirates interviewers to ask interview questions which can be used to judge the interest of the pilots. So when you have people to interview, you'll be able, with what they say, you'll be able to judge them if they are fit, if they will fit into the organization or not. Yes or no?
Yes.
So that's about that. I think it's there. So we'll go to question C. Evaluate how changes in consumer spending patterns. It said evaluate how changes in consumer spending patterns and competition may affect a business such as. I have to read again. It said evaluate how changes in consumer spending patterns and competition may affect a business such as Emirates. You should use the information provided as well as your knowledge of business. So here we have changes in the market. So changes in the market could be consumer spending patterns changing or competition increasing in the market. So for consumer spending patterns, these two things are beyond the control of the business. They are external factors. They are beyond the control of the business. So if consumer spending pattern changes, let's assume the consumer spending pattern increases, that consumers can spend more. If consumers are able to spend more, it means they want more holiday. So because they want more holidays, they might be able to travel or fly through Emirates.
Yes.
And that increases Emirates revenue.
Yes.
Emirates revenue in the long run.
Yes.
But the problem about increasing demand or increasing spending pattern is that if Emirates does not have enough pilots to fly its airline, then it becomes a problem because it won't be able to meet up with the demand. And you know, to get pilots is difficult because pilots go through different trainings
Yes.
and it take longer time to train them.
Yes.
So that would be a problem there. Then when we talk about competition, competition could be as a result of a new airline coming into the market, which is a low-cost airline. So if a low-cost airline comes into the market, that increases competition in the airline market. As a result of that, Emirates might be losing its market share because consumers have more choice, passengers have more choice to make. So if passengers have more choice to make, they might have their own reason for not flying Emirates, which might be as a result of maybe a reduced ticket price for the new airline.
Yes.
You get it? But however, an increasing competition might not affect Emirates. Why? If Emirates continue to offer quality service and its customers are emotionally attached, so a new competitor might not really affect Emirates. If Emirates is able to do it, it's able to function well by offering quality service, by adding value to its service. So it might still have a hedge over its competitors. So that means its revenue might still likely to increase. Is it clear? Is it clear, please?
Yes.
So that ends paper 2 of June 2020.